Let's just jump right in. You know those days when you feel totally, completely stuck? When you have zero motivation and it just feels easier to write the whole day off as a loss? Well, what if the secret to getting moving again was something so simple, so small, that you couldn't possibly fail? I think we all know that feeling, right? That feeling of being frayed. You wake up and your brain just hands you this massive to-do list of everything that's wrong, everything that needs fixing, and then you get to the end of the day, totally exhausted, and you're still clutching that same unfinished list. It feels like you've gone nowhere.
And that's when this voice usually kicks in, doesn't it? It's that old programming, that internal drill sergeant screaming at you that the only answer is to push harder, to grind it out, even when it feels like you're about to snap.
But hang on a second. What if that's all wrong? What if that relentless grind isn't the work of giants at all? What if, and this is a big what if, it's the very thing that's keeping you stuck?
And here it is. This is the golden thread, the one big liberating truth that deep down I think we all know. Real, lasting progress isn't about these heroic, giant leaps. It's about taking small, deliberate steps. I love this quote because it just nails it. The real power isn't in how big this step is. It's in the intention you bring to it. The universe itself is built on small, faithful actions. A tiny seed becomes a massive tree. A single drop of water joins others to carve a canyon. Our own growth works the exact same way.
Okay, so that's the big idea. It sounds great, but how do we actually do it? How do we make it real? Well, that's what we're going to do right now. We'll start with a simple metaphor, then we'll look at the science of why this works, and finish with a tiny action you can do literally the moment this is over. So picture this. You're standing at the bottom of this huge, overwhelming mountain, and instead of someone barking at you to start climbing, a wise guide just quietly hands you a warm cup of tea and says, start here. You don't start with the mountain, you start with one simple, grounding sip. That's the feeling. That's the shift.
And get this isn't just some nice, fluffy idea. It's backed by straight-up biology. The mechanism is called neuroplasticity. Every single time you take a small, new action, you are physically, literally, forging and strengthening new pathways in your brain. You're teaching your brain a new way of being.
So with every tiny action, you're basically giving your brain a piece of evidence. You're proving to it that movement is possible, that you can start. Each one of those small actions is an undeniable win that builds this incredible thing called self-efficacy, which is really just the core belief that you can do it.
All right, let's create some of that proof right now. This is your evidential breakthrough. I want you to pick one single thing you can do in under a minute. Seriously, make your bed. Put one dish from the sink into the dishwasher. Take one single deep stretch. The point isn't to get the chore done. The point is to simply start. And then just notice. Notice how that feels. That feeling, that is the win. So we can see how this works in the moment. Now let's just pull the camera back for a second and see how this one simple skill, taking small steps, is really the foundation for so much of our bigger personal growth. This little act is the absolute heart of the journey of nurture. It's how we learn to care for ourselves. It's totally central to the journey of empowerment because you're taking your power back one tiny choice at a time. And of course, it's a huge practice in the journey of acceptance because you're meeting yourself exactly as you are, right here, without any judgment. So remember that feeling we talked about at the very beginning? That feeling of being frayed, stretched, maybe even broken? This is the most important reframe of all. That feeling doesn't mean you're broken. It means you are in the process of becoming. You're growing. Begin your next step in the Some Giante SG program at my12journeys.com.